Hello, welcome to Sheepdog Says. I'm Sheepdog, and today I've got a new webcam, the C920 from Logitech. I'm recording on it for the first time. I've done some tests, and I'm not sure I like it at the moment. I'm a bit nervous about it. Let me know what you think about the quality. I'm also using my, I can't remember what it's called, Snowball microphone. So I'm hoping, if all goes to plan, this connects to my laptop. It means I'm recording straight in, so all I need to do then is copy it into iMovie and put it on the internet, and it saves me a good 25 minutes a day trying to move it from my phone to my Mac. So fingers crossed that's all good. This video is not about that though. I had a right panic earlier. I've been having one of those weeks in general where more and more stuff. I did a video about anxiety and getting stressed out, and it's like the universe just decided to try and see how far it could push me. And there's been lots of little things that have been niggling me. I was having a panic earlier. I thought I'd cancelled the car that we booked by mistake. I was trying to, because someone asked me where we'd booked it and how much it was, and I couldn't remember, so I went to look it up, and all I could find was an email where I booked it and an email where I cancelled it, and I absolutely went mad. And then I realised after some hunting around that I'd actually cancelled it because it needed to be registered in the name of the person who was driving, and because Kirsty's doing most of the driving, I'd cancelled it all and redone it in her name, and I'd forgotten about that. So she sent me the email and all was fine in the world. That was a small drama and one worthy of anxiety. But then today, when we got home, we've had even more drama happen. I think, touch wood, we're okay. But what happened was we were getting the baby ready for bed, and we noticed he was covered in a rash. Our first thought was heat rash. Second thought was, oh my God, is it chicken pox? We looked up on the internet, and basically the time for it to subside would be Sunday. We need a doctor to sign off saying he was safe to fly on Sunday if he had it. I talked to my sister who's a nurse. We looked online, we did some research. I was telling her about the fact that he's had a fever and he's been ill and other bits and bobs, and he's just generally been under the weather for about a week. And then she said that actually her daughter had this thing called Rosalia, something like that, which is basically, it's a fever and then a red rash. And when she sent me pictures, they look identical to the baby. So I'm hoping we'll take him to the doctor, and the doctor will confirm that it is that, because basically the panic is at the moment, if he's got chicken pox, then we may need to, I don't think we'll cancel the holiday because that'd be a bit dramatic. But what may happen is that me, Lamp Up, Bosco and my mother-in-law go out on Sunday, and then Kirsty and the baby catch up with us maybe like Monday, Tuesday once the doctor's signed him off. That is going to be an absolute nightmare if that is the case, because as you can imagine, me and the mother-in-law flying with the two kids is going to be mental. I don't really know how insurance works, whether they would just, because they will, I've looked online briefly and I think they will pay out for him being unfit to fly. I think that means that they would basically refund his ticket, all the expenses around Kirsty and him, and then I just figure, I don't know, I'd come up with some way to cover the costs to get them out there on a Tuesday and then sort it out later with the insurance. All these things have been going through my head in the past sort of 2 hours, because basically Kirsty noticed it while changing him, did the whole talk about, oh my God, what is it, all this, that and the other, and then she's gone out to do a run because she was already booked to do that. So I've then spent the hour since just going nuts, and then talking to my sister, who seems to have calmed things down by showing me that. He woke up and I went and checked him again. I was looking all over, and I'm even more convinced that it is that, because it says that it starts off as a rash on your front and back, and then it sort of disappears from there and goes onto your arms and face, and then it disappears again. So it takes like 2 days. Now at the moment he has this just very faint sort of belly and back, but then nothing on his arms, feet, legs, head, anything. So it's following every pattern, and he did have the fever a couple of days ago. So it's almost textbook, so I'm hoping that's fine. But I was nearly in tears after Kirsty went for a run. I sat there thinking, how do I explain to Lamp Up and Bosco that their mum's not coming with us? She was just saying, well, I can't come, I'll have to just stay home with him. And I'm thinking, well, I would take that bullet, but I know she'd spend the whole time panicking, and I'll spend the whole time panicking, but she can't be away from him. You know, it is the only way it would work. So it's just stress. But I'm already not feeling right, and I'm just feeling completely under it, just from lots of little bits and pieces. And then instead of it kind of being, everyone says, it'll be fine, it'll be fine. I was worrying about, should we even get a car this morning? And someone said to me, stop worrying, it'll be fine. Once you get out there, you'll be great. And every time I think, right, I'm calm now, just another thing just smacks us around the head. And oh, I tell you, I'm just like, I want everything. Basically, he needs to wake up tomorrow with no new rash, just the same calm one. By tomorrow night, it needs to have just faded, be gone by Thursday, and then nothing else needs to go wrong until like I get back, and then whatever. Just the whole world can be mean then, but just I want this to be perfect. I'm not perfect's not even the aim. Good is the aim. Passable, nobody getting hurt and everybody having a pleasant time is enough. But I want it to, ideally, it's a big holiday. It should be perfect. It's been fun before and around the stress, trying to prepare the kids for it. I mentioned, I think, on a video that we were playing Guess the Disney Song on the way down to London the other day. It turned out Bosco has not seen any films from Disney, really. He's seen like Toy Story and The Lion King, but we played him songs from The Little Mermaid and he had no idea. We played him songs from The Jungle Book, no idea. Aladdin, no idea. I've realised what happened was we watched them all when Lampup was about 5 and he was about 1. So now we're doing the same with the baby. We're basically watching them while Bosco's 5 and the baby's a baby. And we've never had the need to rewatch them because once we'd watched all the Disney films, I then started getting them to watch Studio Ghibli films and stuff like that. So, in Bosco's head, one of his favourite films he's watched in like his life was the Ponyo film about the happy little fish who wanted to be a human. He thinks that's an amazing film. But Aladdin, he's like, never heard of it. Which would be amazing if I was intentionally trying to be some sort of Studio Ghibli hipster. I can't even say it right. Ghibli. Do you know what I mean? If I was trying to make it that way, but I thought he'd seen Aladdin. I thought he knew that. I was trying to put something new on for him. I realised he's skipped a good 20 or 30 films that he now needs to watch between today and the weekend. So I went on the internet and found Disney Life, the app that you can download, and it's the streaming service, the Netflix for Disney. So I got, they said this is really confusing. They said it was a free trial. When I went to sign up, it said it would charge me £1 a month for 3 months and then go up to £5. But it won't charge me in the first 7 days. So I don't know what's happening. I think it's like 7 days and then the pound will come out. I'm not worried about £1. I'm thinking that's pretty good for all those films. If you sat there and watched them exclusively for 7 days flat, you'd probably be laughing by the end of that. I could have Bosco fully trained up and then just disappear. Or, I mean, for £1, I could have him completely do their entire back catalogue. But anyway, no, it's well worth it. So we watched The Jungle Book, which I was surprised that was his first pick, but I can see why. It's that film's A, shorter than I remember, and B, it's actually quite good. I always used to think it was probably my least favourite film, but of the Disney ones, but actually it is decent. I'm thinking tomorrow we need to convince him The Little Mermaid's worth a watch because that's got some of the best songs, even though it puts him off a bit, I think, because he sees a little sort of girly princess. Aladdin we're saving for Thursday because Kirsty wants to watch it. I'm thinking Peter Pan's in order. I don't know what else we'd need to watch. I'm trying to think what else would be the must-sees before you take a kid to Disney like that, because I don't know, it's just there's certain films that have to be seen, surely. I mean, I know we're going on a Peter Pan ride. I know we're going on a Little Mermaid ride. I don't think he needs to see Snow White to appreciate the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I'm not really sure. Part of me wants to put on Song of the South so we can see Brer Rabbit and Brer Bear and all of that, but then at the same time that film's not really connected to Splash Mountain, and it's also a little bit it's risky now, isn't it? So yeah, that's been fun. Preparation from that. That's me trying to de-stress and I feel like a fraud for saying about the anxiety, but it's just eating me at the moment. It's properly breaking me, and I felt like for that moment of thinking the baby was ill, I was at breaking point. I just thought I've had enough now. I thought I might just go to sleep until Sunday, and that way it can't get any worse. Other than the fact I would starve and I'd need to drink. But no, I don't know. The kids were alright. I explained to them after I put the baby to bed that no matter what, I'll get Kirsty out there, even if it has to be a couple of days late. But that I think he'll be fine. What a palaver though, eh? And all that's running through my head now is I don't really want to drive when we're out there. But if I'm the only one, because my mother-in-law's not going to drive out there, then I'll have to drive around America, and that's going to be carnage. I was kind of relying on Kirsty to be the adult, and I was just going to kind of prop things up until I got my mind straightened out. But I don't know. It's too much responsibility and too much pressure. Anyway, no, I'd like your feedback, as I say, on ideas for films that Bosco should watch. I also thought about doing a video with Lamp up at some point in the week. I want to get her to give me her top. I think I said about this, but if I didn't, I want to get her to do her top 5 Disney princesses, and then I want to do mine, and then I want her to tell me hers, and I'll tell her why she's wrong and I'm right, because I think that'll make for a good video. I was going to include Bosco in that, but he hasn't seen anything, so we're kind of screwed. I think he's seen Moana and Frozen for sure. I can't think what came out before Frozen that he could have seen, but he's seen like Wreck-It Ralph and Toy Story. He'll be fine. You know, you don't really have to have watched them, but as I say, I'm going to make him watch them between now and the time we get there. I'm hoping there'll be Wi-Fi on the plane so I can make him just continue watching them all the way over there. That'll kill 9 hours. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. Let me know what you think of the quality. It feels a bit weird. I can see it underneath. I've had to turn my lamp off. Normally I have a lamp, but it was putting shadows everywhere and it's making the screen flicker. I normally talk into just the entire phone, but I've got a microphone here and a camera there. It's weird being able to see me all on the screen. I need to sort that out. This is all just, it's a bit foreign to me and weird. If the quality is worse and you think I should stick to the phone, let me know. Or if there's a way I can make this better. I don't know, it might be fine. I don't know, I'm unsettled. It turns out the camera's not really fit for Max, so Kev screwed me a little bit by recommending it. Anyway, gonna wrap this up. Subscribe. See, I can't get the corners right on this. I don't know which way is which. Subscribe, whichever hand it is. Comment, watch more videos. Let me know your thoughts. Give me your recommendations. I just hope it's not chicken pox. I'm so stressed out about this. I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm maybe 80-20 that it's not. But I'm not a doctor, and if tomorrow they're big lumps, then I'll know that I was wrong. But it's just typical. Talk about drama. It's it's not good. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.